ability to keep this match any sort of close. Now, I do think the T3 God, Kairos, and Bobby will not only win this map, but win this matchup. 2 up, 2 down yet again for the glorious Gladiators. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Atletta's Avengers did everything they could given the circumstances.
That was really, really tough. I feel like Rodeo's picture is clippable. It's almost meme worthy, the name tag there. But anyways, I really liked the saving of that ultimate ability by T3 God. He used the Victor ultimate ability at the very end. And Victor, if you don't know what his ultimate does, it's basically a full-on sprint. And the guy looks like a football linebacker. He can hit you with that shoulder pad, pop you way up in the air. And I would invite you guys in the stream to rewind, take a snapshot of the Rodeo's face earlier when he wasn't able to play. Long face, super sad eyes, and then the bot underneath of him as far as the name to that, where he's like, yeah, baby, we got the lead in the finals of this $10,000 Tap Tap All-Stars tournament.
Let's go! Let's go!
Right there! Let's go!
Let's go!
What up?
Diminish in a matter of a blink of an eye, but a great start here from Wasim, Rodeo, and Lex, and it's an opportunity to make their way to the finals.
You saw control executed perfectly there from Wasim. Made it all the way to the crystal. Does significant damage here. By the time somebody goes to challenge him, he just retreats and goes back to mid where he's able to keep going. Look at him. He's going to go grab the full terminal station, unable to take him down, and that is going to do it. His scanning grenade, that actually increases his speed as a passive ability. So at level 10, you're seeming to opt for Hunter. He does go down, but with the push, he has fired someone off.
Knocked him off the map. I knocked him off the map.
Nice. This time playing Ruby to secure the point and hold it down for a bit and find a couple of eliminations. Incredible job from Wasim.
Get off me, baby!
Let's go, Wasim! Let's go, Wasim!
Get in!
Hold the point. Again, you don't have to stand on the point to hold it. A great ult here from Lex to reflect back some of the enemy's bullets. So you can play long range, you can play short range, and using her ult can maybe try to trap people in. Rodeo's looking pretty comfortable on this phone, I gotta say. I'll see Christina's gonna try to do the same. She gets melted before she gets there. The story of the evening. Glorious Gladiators have finally lost a map. The pressure's on. You can see the excitement from Rodeo, Lex, and of course, Wasim.
And this is where the gap has widened. We've got Glorious Gladiators now with a 20 percentage point lead. And
because all of a sudden it's about to be a tie at the end.
A second!
It's right now, boys!
One more game and we win the $10,000 tournament!
I think one of the things that you've got to do if you're Oasis, you have to get back the elimination.
Give me a break, give me a break.
1, 2, 3, that's floating out there. I would love to see that map 5 play that you're seeing, but a quick pick 1, 2. You see Rodeo go down. He's in trouble. Yeah, you get a victory on Aletta, but getting shot from distance. Incredible job.
He shot me off the map!
He got you, dude.
Wow. That's crazy.
Attrition. Of course, you're going for these eliminations, but sometimes you want to play it slow, especially when you find yourself at a player disadvantage. Oh no! Bobby gets pooped off the map. I think it was Rodeo with that knockback ult from Hunter that was able to do that. Very impressive job thus far.
Yeah,
I needed to grab him out.
Oh, they're up on me. They're up on me. Oh my god. I got you.
I'm going to try to link up with Bobby, still playing. Mark has found himself very comfortable on that hero as well, and excited to see what they're able to do, especially when Rodeo plays the aggressive stance. But Wasim from down under, from Australia itself, finds an elimination to make it a 9-7, make it 10-7. They are not relentless.
What a game, dude.
Oh no! I'm sweating, dude. I'm this fan.
Let's go.
This is so intense.
Oh my god.
Champions, baby! Champions!
They nearly made Oh my god.
Understand what's going on here.
Made
Good
it.
work, guys. You guys did so good. Good.
Through Tap Tap. Super excited to kick off our finals, and we will be doing so on Control. We'll be doing it on Arctic Express here, and again, check out that bridge in the center of the map. Give some nice verticality to the center control point. We also have channels to enter from the side. We've got one side that's elevated where you cannot get up there from the ground, but you can go up there from the side. So it's going to be interesting, and there are full heals that are off to the side where you can see that Labula hiding down below. So definitely excited to see Arctic Express. That's coming up next for game number 1 of our $10,000 Tap Tap All-Stars Finals.
Man, this has been such a fun event, like we've mentioned multiple times, Lance, and we thank you to Tap Tap for, of course, making that possible. But I think the finals is going to be the culmination of everything we've seen thus far. We've seen dominating performances, of course, from Glorious Gladiators, and as we kick it right off, we're directly in. Arctic Express is here. The train is moving, and the question is who's going to strike first, not only from the elimination side, but capturing the point. We lose a couple in the process, but it is Wasim able to stay alive, this time playing Ruby to secure the point and hold it down for a bit and find a couple of eliminations. Incredible job from Wasim.
Gonna shout it again. He gets the jump on T3 God. T3 God coming out with Kazuma. Tries to engage up on the bridge, but Wasim having none of it. Able to hide behind the shield of Ruby, and that is huge. T3 God and Bobby Plays coming from the top ropes now. This is interesting. It's assault from above. Kairos time up on the bridge, trying to take control of this checkpoint. Wasim taken down by T3 God.
I love this viewpoint that we get to see of how we're trying to hold the point. Again, you don't have to stand on the point to hold it. A great ult here from Lex to reflect back some of the enemy's bullets, able to stay alive for a moment. And you've got Rodeo playing Gloria, which I actually quite like this pick with the variability of weapons that she can use. Her base weapon, the shotgun, and of course, you can change it to the AR using her ability. And so she can play long range, she can play short range, and using her ult can maybe try to trap people in their tracks, prevent them from capturing the point. Rodeo's looking pretty comfortable on this phone, I gotta say, although he does go down here a bit of caster curse. I think this is the first time Glorious Gladiators are getting pressed, and they're like, oh, wait, we gotta try? We might lose? Are you kidding me? They haven't lost the map yet, and so far it's almost 70-0.
Look at the shield usage from Ruby here. That is how it's done. Wasim getting it down, able to survive, but finally the objective has been taken back by T3 God and the Glorious Gladiator squad. Is it going to be enough, though, or is it too little too late? They're going to have to hold and find out here. 4.5 minutes left to go in this one. 74-11. It's anyone's game at this point.
Bobby Plays holding down the point, playing a little bit of Mark, seemingly where he's most comfortable, just playing that true raw DPS point. You've got a Christina as well here from Kairos time, is pretty useful, but unfortunately T3 God's all by himself, and well, he's going to take a bit of his own damage back with the ult there from Lex. A great job to hold down the point. Lex says, not in my house. I'm taking this point. I'm holding it down. Jabali is here to stay. He's going to be able to take as much damage as possible. Will get finished off there by Kairos.
Huge plays from Lex there, and a perfect use of the ult to reflect that damage. Ultimately, T3 God just had to ignore him. They're going to try to take this thing over 90% progress. Wasim takes him down. That might have been the clincher right there. It's all or nothing right now for Glorious Gladiators, and it is going to be nothing on map number 1, and who would have thunk it? We have ourselves 99%. And it comes down to this.
Overtime, Bobby's trying to do anything he can to keep that timer running. They've jumped on it. Kazuma reset the overtime. See, Christina's going to try to do the same. She gets melted before she gets there. The story of the evening. Glorious Gladiators have finally lost a map. The pressure's on. You can see the excitement from Rodeo, Lex, and of course, Wasim, who went big as Ruby. All three of those players played a fantastic rep in Control. I gotta give credit, though, to specifically Lex, holding that down by himself as Jabali and finding some eliminations to keep that reset from happening. Flawless execution. Well done.
I think there's no way production comes up with this, but I would invite you guys in the stream to rewind, take a snapshot of the Rodeo's face earlier when he wasn't able to play. Long face, super sad eyes, and then the bot underneath of him as far as the name to that where he's like, yeah, baby, we got the lead in the finals of this $10,000 Tap Tap All-Stars tournament. I'm super excited to see if they can hold on to the lead, challenging Glorious Gladiators the first time they've dropped the map at all, and it happens here in the finals. We take a look at Jabali, played so skillfully by Lex last time.
Lex did a great job of utilizing all of these abilities. When we talk about resource management, we're talking about the energy barrier in particular. It's the massive shield that you see. Now, the key part, the best way to use this shield is when do we have it up, but the best players know when to not have it up, when to have it down, because that's when it regens. So if you could take the time to drop the shield even when players are reloading, that's going to set you apart from being a good Jabali to a great Jabali. And then that pulsar response is a massive way to utilize your ult to reflect back all of the opponent's damage. And hey, might as well give your allies a bit of an increase with the passive as well. Jabali, a very strong hero. And it's all brought to you by Tap Tap. You can play T3 Arena now. Try out Jabali. Do it through Tap Tap. All you got to do, click that link in the description. Click that link up in the pinned post. A lot going on Tap Tap. We talked about Tap Tap Presents. We talked about all the different titles you can find. Genshin Impact, there's a lot of them. They're going to do a digital showcase of all of those updates as well later this month. But Lance, we've got $10,000 on the line. It's 1-0, of course, in the favor of Aletta's Avengers, and we're back to payload race. We're back to, well, honestly, a bit of the thorn in Aletta's Avengers' side. They weren't able to take a win on this map, at least not more than maybe once against Hunter's Heroes. The question is, can they do it again with this newfound momentum?
We got Hua Ling back on the arena here, and Hua Ling is dangerous, to say the least. Let's just put it that way. T3 God trying to make a difference here for his team. And look at the gridlock we have right now. It's like 23-23. T3 God taking Jeff Lex. Jabali goes down to Hua Ling, and it's the Battle of the Rubies on your screen right now. Interesting stuff.
Kairos versus Wasim there, both playing Ruby. You got Bobby Plays back on Mark. You know, no surprise there. You've got Lex back on Jabali. Seemingly has found a home. And this is a battle. This is what we wanted from the finals, right? Certainly some teams are going to be stronger than the others, but this is a battle. This is a war of attrition within percentage points. We need some momentum to carry forward one team over the other. Some of the strategy we saw that worked earlier is if you can get a pick, push the equation, grab a team wipe, send their payload back, and send yours forward at the same time.
Huge kill there from Bobby Plays with Mark. He's able to pick up frag as well as T3 God rocking out with Hua Ling. And as these payloads round the corner to go down the home stretch, this is where the battle gets intense. The teams are out in the open, not quite the amount of cover that they're used to on the approach here. And this is where the gap has widened. We've got Glorious Gladiators now with a 20 percentage point lead. And there is no answer right now from Wasim and the opponents here. 20% and closing now. It looks like it's getting more narrow. The payloads are going the wrong way. It's not what they're hoping for here.
No, that's exactly what Rodeo, Wasim, and Lex are hoping for, because all of a sudden it's about to be a tie ball game. We're going to try to go to a quick listen in and see what some of these teams are coming back and forth. So let's listen in, turn up their comms. Let's see if we can hear them talking.
Yes. Still holding. Push it. Push it. Yeah, doing it.
Watch out for Hua Ling on the bridge. T3 God up there, sniping.
I like that play too. Well, let's bring it back to us. I gotta say, not necessarily super surprised. I like the IGL play. Oh, T3 God maybe shut up for a moment. That was a great shot to keep things close. But I was gonna say, Rodeo, I was expecting to be the IGL, but it was Lex. The Jabali IGL works because you can kind of see most of the battlefield. You're holding down position. You can tell your team when to push behind me or when your shield's about to crack. And Lex was doing most of the calming in that listen, and very impressive. If you guys at home were able to hear that, he was saying, push with me, back off. Great IGLing so far from Lex. So far, it's working in their favor. They are in the lead. Now, Lance, this isn't match point, but this is a scary position. If we see Aletta's Avengers go up 2-0, we'll be on match point going into Clash on the next map.
Especially with T3 God on Hua Ling. He's been dominant on that character so far, and You can see Ruby here with the shield, pushing him off, and does he get the kill? He does! T3 got down, and this looks like it's going to be about it. 85%. Mark trying to do everything he can. He's unsuccessful, and this looks like it will do it. Wasim getting into the home stretch. They might have to defend one more push.
I am very impressed with Wasim, whether it's Aletta that he's playing or if it's Ruby. He seems incredibly comfortable. Listen in. We're going to see if we can listen in to their celebration at the end of this one.
Tank if you want to try something like that. Like, we can do something similar where Bobby goes double, or where
Ooh, I actually like that. I like that, Lance. Powerbank, we had a chance to listen into the team that lost, and they're immediately, what do we do different? What can we change? Everything's on the line. They're at match point.
Hey, their backs against the wall at this point. It's 2-0, and Aletta's Avengers, while they started a little shaky, they're finishing strong, and that's what counts here in this bracket tournament. Everyone able to kind of start over fresh and show them what they got, and here they are in the finals with a 2-0 lead. That means they just need to win one out of the next 3 maps, and next up we're going to see Clash. The interesting thing is they're immediately on the Glorious Gladiators side trying to strategize, like, what do we do different? And they were recognizing some of what the opponent was doing and saying, like, maybe we do some of the same thing here. That seemed to be really, really effective.
No, and the Clash game mode is going to be really interesting to see how the picks come through. It's not a traditional system where you get to pick whatever hero you would like to use and use it throughout the entire map. You actually change round to round. We're going to get into descriptions of that in a moment, but I know those of you at home are watching, you're saying, wait, it's match point? We haven't done a giveaway in a while. Oh, guess what? We've got another one for you in between while this match is going on. Let's bring up that giveaway code on yours today. And you come to
see for the store. We absolutely have to take a 2-0 lead, especially watching it. I know our players are absolutely thoroughly enjoying themselves, especially Aletta's Avengers, as they have come back to take a 2-0 lead in the finals. And this could be our game championship clinching match. But if Glorious Gladiators has anything to say about it, it will not be, and we will keep the party going.
Well, let's talk about Clash for a moment. This is the first time we've been able to see this screen. This is the player pick screen. And the reason we can see it is because the way this game mode works is you get 1 life. You only have 1. If you go down, you're down for the round. And if your team gets wiped and their opponents win, they've won a round. You're playing for a certain map count, but the big key to this is if you win a round with a hero, you cannot use that hero again. So there's a bit of strategy here. What team comps do we want to use round per round? If Lex is going to use the Jabali early, great. If they win this round, he can't use it again. This is going to really showcase who has played the game a lot, who has an understanding of the different heroes. I think T3 God and Rodeo are going to have a massive advantage here.
You gotta love that. Aletta's the one that gets found first, and unfortunately, with all 3 of the enemy players there, they are not able to capitalize on that opportunity. But they are able to take down Rodeo early on in this when T3 God eliminates him, and now the pressure is on Iris going after Lex here. Iris, the healer, but also can put out a fair bit of pressure herself, and in a one-on-one situation, she is very, very stubborn. Very difficult to kill, because she has that heal over time that can keep her in the fight.
Couldn't agree more. 3 minutes on the clock, but that's just for this round. You can see who is up and who is down. You're going to have to be careful here as we see some of these players playing. I think one of the things that's worth noting is making sure we are aware of who is playing which character, because again, you only have 1 life, and if you go down, you can't play it again. See Wasim kind of playing the high ground position. Going to be looked at there by Bobby Plays. This is a 2v3 situation, so they're going to have to be pretty careful with the way they play it. Now, when you have Aletta and you have the mobility, you can pop in, find an elimination on Bobby Plays, and then pop out. Flawlessly executed.
You love to see this. Aletta going in, trying to make her mark. She's pretty squishy, though. She's going to have to get out of there in a hurry, and that is something difficult to finish those fights, but great for getting information and then getting out, picking up the health packs on the ground and staying in it here. Wasim able to get around the rock here, but he's going to make it out of this fight without some damage. It's a great little battle going on.
No, I like it. You got to play safe. You got to play patient. A little damage mitigation with the shields up. You got to use Ruby, cover yourself, try to stay up, health dwindling, but they find another pick. It's a 2v1 situation. A massive effort here from both teams, but it is up to Kairos. T3 God versus Wasim. This is going to be a tough battle to win. It's certainly possible. Wasim is going to be tough to track down, but he's going to play the aggressor role. Going for a pick, tries to find one. Able to do quite a bit of damage, but is going to get almost eliminated. Tries to dip out and is able to do so. This is where you have to know where these healing spots are so you can go back and regen your health and then push the equation. Something else, Powerbang, as the time dwindles, the zone closes in and forces you to play in a tighter and tighter spot.
There's no way Aletta wins this. If Wasim wins this, he's the GOAT. I'm sorry. He's going up against a tank with a healer on the tank. I mean, what are you supposed to do about this? She just doesn't put out enough damage here to take down Ruby or Iris for that matter. So really kind of a tough spot here for old Aletta.
It is a tough spot. Now, again, this zone's going to close in. They do have the high ground position. So the question is, how do you take this fight? You're going to play low. They're going to play high. And there's a pillar in the center. Somebody needs to push the aggressive spot. And, well, guess what? It's probably the team with two that's going to come out on top. You can see the excitement in Kairos' eyes. He goes, all right, we've got a map. Now, as they're picking back through this, again, you can't use the same characters. It was actually Mark, Ruby, and Iris that won them that battle. It is a best of 5 inside of Clash. So it's the first team to 3 wins. And if they win this one, you can't use Victor. You can't use Aletta. I mean, there's a lot of options here, of course, in terms of what heroes you can use, because they all can pick, well, just about any hero that's available with their accounts. But, I mean, Lance, looking at these comps, I mean, what do you expect to see from maybe Wasim, Rodeo, and company?
I expect to see them go up against a tough team here, and I expect them to go down 2 maps to 0 at the moment because, again, long range right now with Osas, I don't know. Like, once you know where Osas is, it's so easy to avoid with all of the cover here. So high risk, high reward play. We'll see if it works out for them. Judex, though, definitely a beast on the battlefield, and she could be the difference maker here. You'll see Rodeo at the controls behind Judex.
I think one of the things that you've got to do if you're Osis, you have to get a pick. That is key to your success. You see Kairos time weak in the Osis pick. No, it actually be Rodeo that finds the elimination. 1, 2, 3. That's how fast Clash can go if you do it correctly. Now, Osis wiped off, Judex wiped off, and I believe it was, I don't know if it was Scotty on that side or if it was... It was Scotty. Okay, I know we've got a little bit of discrepancy there, but you can't pick those again. Osis was a great pick. It's a great way to win Clash if you can get the early pick. High risk paid off. Where do you go from here?
You know, it's a great question. I personally believe that Shell is one of the best heroes on this particular map because she can burn down an individual so quickly. And with her kind of teleport morph ability, she can skirt around and kind of seek out players that are just kind of like the wee little lamb that might be away from the pack and take care of them and get out without risking serious damage to herself. So I'd like to see Shell get picked, although we have not seen that happen just yet.
Yeah, I will say, too, one of the things worth mentioning is that Wasim can play Aletta again because, well, they didn't win when he was playing Aletta, so it only gets banned if you win with that hero. So you need to watch out for what these characters are able to do. Now, Lex has just been eliminated very early into this bout, so it's going to be Rodeo, it's going to be Wasim, and we might have had, I don't know if it's technical difficulties or he's playing a backline position, but no, he's able to move now. Okay, he's running around. He was just trying to play that kind of long-range spot, and Rodeo will get taken out. So yet again, Wasim left all by his lonesome. Very comfortable on Aletta. We've seen what he can do on that hero, but in a 1v3, I mean, Powerbang, what can he do at this point?
He could run very, very quickly.
Oh, Bobby with the shot. You can see his reaction out of the air. Osis snipe. Bobby finds the final elim, and they are knocking on Clash's victory's door. One more win to Bobby, Kairos, and T3, and they take Clash.
And again, of note that Clash is a best of 5. So the first of 3 maps will take this one, and it doesn't count for 3 points. It only counts for 1. So if indeed Gloria's Gladiators are able to pull this map off, they will get 1 point and even the overall score. Well, not even it, but they'll get 1 point towards their total, which would be 2-1. So they have to try to win right here, and we'll take an aerial view and watch the approach. Looks like Rodeo and Lex and Wasim all working the same way. This is going to be an epic class. Wasim takes the middle, has the high ground, has Aletta, has some great scouting reports going out. Let's see who gets the first pick.
Again, this is a big moment here because, as a reminder, this is a match point here for Aletta's Avengers. They went up 2-0 in the overall best of 5 here in the finals. Now, they're down in Clash. If they lose, there's a potential reverse sweep option still floating out there. I would love to see that map 5 play at Energy Canyon, but a quick pick 1-2. See Rodeo go down. It seems in a bit of trouble yet again. Still trying to get a victory on Aletta, but get shot from distance. Incredible job.
Hey, I'm loving this. We got an epic 2-2 score going into a 5th and deciding round. It all comes down to this. 6 heroes banned from each side now, and that means we're going to see all new heroes in this round. That doesn't mean that the hero is banned from the team. It just means that the player can no longer select the hero. So this time you'll see Hunter being played by Bobby Plays. Kairo's time going to pick up Judex, T3 God taking Victor, Wasim, Rodeo, and Lex bringing back Ruby, Hualing, and Jabali to the battlefield. Who do you like in this one?
I want to see Lex kind of pop off on Jabali again. I think if they play it correctly, they play together, play as a unit, I think there's a huge opportunity to win this map. Again, this is last map no matter what. Both of these teams on match point in Clash, but it is Aletta's Avengers on match point for the tournament. This is a potentially $3,000 round of Clash for Aletta's Avengers, so a lot of pressure on the line, and they're going to take the conservative approach, which I quite like. All on characters they're very comfortable on. We'll see what happens.
I like T3 God on this one. He's playing a very comfortable hero here as he gets into the fray early on, gets a pick, but unfortunately they lose 2 here, and it's down to Ruby. It all comes down to this. Let's take a little listen in.
I think Bobby Plays is last alive here, and well, excuse me, sorry, Wasim last alive. Bobby Plays and Kairo's holding top ground.
I'll try to go to the left.
I think one of the things here, Lance, we're hearing is not only their comms, but also a bit of echo. But
that's why you just got to stop talking, Goat. This is all on you, my friend. And now it's gone completely. It's all good. We're back. No more listen in. It's great that they are listening to us, though, getting maybe some cues a minute behind. But it all comes down to Bobby Plays and Kairo's time here. And I believe Kairo's was on Judex, if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it does look like Judex up there. And then Bobby Plays playing Hunter this time around. So Ruby's got a shot here, to be honest with you. Just has to get in the right position. They know where she's at. I think you just jump up there, drop the old shield, do whatever damage you can, because you gotta get something in here before the zone closes.
Seems gonna play slow. Huge opportunity, but he's looking weak. Make sure to find those resources. Gonna cover his rotate with the shields, trying to find some heals inside. Everything riding on this, and they find the elimination. They stay in this finals. That was a key linchpin moment. Power Bang, we were knocking on the door of giving away $6,000 to Aletta's Avengers, but no, not yet. They say, wait a minute, we're not done yet. We're gonna stay in this battle.
That was almost such a clutch play from Wasim. He got the kill with Ruby, took down Hunter, but Judex able to finish him off. That is not what he was hoping for there. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That'll put 1 point on the board now for Gloria's Gladiators, and that is 2 for Alita's Avengers. So again, on to the next round. We will have a 4th map coming up. Let's take a peek at Judex here. As you can see, her abilities, again, played a big role in Clash, was the key decider in 2 different rounds during that particular scrim. And again, the active ability there with the flash grenade, essentially, and the ultimate ability with the Dragon Breath bomb can play a big factor. But again, it's all about that repeater. It does so much damage, 1,960 damage. You land a few of those shots, especially headshots, and that's all you need with a little bit of Judex.
And I think Judex 2 is one of those heroes that if you're joining for the first time, or maybe you just downloaded while you were watching the broadcast because TapTap has been making this all possible, it might take you a little bit to unlock, but when you do, it's one of those heroes that can really turn the tide of battle. So make sure you go download T3 right now on TapTap. Click that link in the description, click that pinned message, and go unlock Judex. It can work in your favor, especially if maybe you work through some of the community tournaments that T3 Arena's putting on, and you show show up in a $10,000 battle like Rodeo or T3 God, who came from the community. They've got all kinds of amazing titles over there on TapTap, beside T3 Arena. So go check out all the different titles. And of course, their TapTap Presents Showcase that's coming up later this month.
I saw some good ones there for sure, Coach. Definitely scoping out the list, and yeah, I can't wait. So TapTap, again, thank you for putting this on. Definitely excited to see what's going to happen. The next round is underway, and we have ourselves some funhouse going on right now. This is great. We've got a TDM. This is Brave Walk Kingdom. We're going to see some launchers here as the characters are able to jump multiple levels all the way up to the enemy spawn, and they realize, hey, I think we've missed each other.
Right. No, and I know you talked about how this is one of your favorite maps, and I couldn't agree more. It's one of just when when you're playing public lobbies, the maps rotate, which is really cool. You get a chance to check out all the different maps. This is one of the first maps I ever played when I was playing T3 Arena, and I fell in love with it quickly. Now we're back to TDM, like Powerbang said, so this is just the first of 20. No objective, just find eliminations. I would say, though, Lance, the objective is stay alive and work together as a team, and I think these teams are doing, well, just that, except when Hua Ling's ult comes in and wipes you out before you have moments notice. Lex somehow stays up.
I think as players gain more experience, you start to understand the timing of the ults that are being played. You can see T3 God there playing Hua Ling, 35% charged on that ultimate. It comes up fairly frequently, and if you have players grouped up, say good night, they will get absolutely wrecked. Really, only Jabali is able to survive 3 blasts from Hua Ling. Everyone else is going to get chipped away
Right.
at, so you don't want to be grouped up like they are right now as he closes in on another ultimate ability.
Exactly. Lex has found his hero. He knows his main character now. It is Jabali. 5-2 thus far. Again, this can be a bit of a war of attrition. Of course, you're going for these eliminations, but sometimes you want to play it slow, especially when you find yourself at a player disadvantage. Oh no, Bobby gets booped off the map. I think it was Rodeo with that knockback ult from Hunter that was able to do that. Very impressive job thus far.
Wow, T3 God able to pick Jabali, but ultimately goes down. Wasim making him pay. Kairos getting the trade, though. This is really intense action early on in this one. 7-5 in favor of Aletta's Avengers, and if they get to 21st, they are taking home our first prize of $6,000. If Gladiators are able to persevere here, they will force a 5th and ultimately deciding final map. And so excited to see how this one ends up panning out. 7-6 now is our score.
Lance, this is the nail biter we wanted. It is so tight. Match point. There's a potential reverse sweep. I mean, what more could you ask for from the finals of the TapTap All-Stars event? Of course, featuring the game on your screen right now, T3 Arena. Lexus, not in my house. The Jabali ult yet again, reflecting all of the damage back at his opponents. Wasim's getting involved. Finds T3 God. It's 8-7. They're going to go on a hunting spree here to try to find Kairos. Kairos just says, oh, I got to run away. I'm going to try to link up with Bobby. Still playing Mark. Has found himself very comfortable on that hero as well, and excited to see what they're able to do, especially when Rodeo plays the aggressive stance. But Wasim from down under, from Australia itself, finds an elimination to make it a 9-7, make it 10-7. They are not relenting.
Oh, it's a 3-on-1. It's a push, and that is a full wipe right now. Wasim getting it done. 11-7 right now. Will they retreat and stay passive? It looks like they will. They're going to go downstairs, control the basement, and all of these full heals. That is the place to be on this map. And this is getting to be a little troublesome right now for T3 God and Gloria's Gladiators. They've got some work cut out for them. 13 kills needed in order to get the victory here. There's one of them.
Yeah, able to find one. A great Hua Ling ult to secure one elimination. You'd love to have grabbed a couple there, but it did give you that player advantage you needed to start closing the gap. 11-9. See the Hunter using that speed boost in the recon to make sure nobody else is close by. Of course, we can see where everybody's at, but some of these characters can also see that with some of their abilities. Hunter being one of those can spot the enemies and help them out. And all of a sudden, what was a 4 or 5 point deficit has been dwindled to 1. Power bang, 50 seconds left. Over $3,000, $6,000 on the line for first, but $3,000 on the line in this map. A monster effort here from Kairos, Bobby, and T3 God to keep it close. Can they swing it back in their favor?
They can, but that was the ultimate worst thing that could have happened right there. They got split. Rodeo tried to get away and was able to survive and ultimately got picked right as his team respawned. So now it's a 2v3. Ultimately, that doesn't pan out. And now the lead has shifted back to T3 God. Gloria's Gladiators now in control, 12-11. And they're staying super tight right now. All three of them staying together. Look at this.
Run away. You have the
7,
advantage.
6,
Run. 5, 4, 3, Lance 2, 1, and they grab
get the pick.
Are you kidding me? We are going to game 5. Lance, I came out of my seat on that one.
Energy Canyon, baby. It's time for the Crystal Assault we've been waiting for. This is what I'm talking about. We have ourselves a 5th and final game that will decide all of the marbles of Tap Tap All-Stars T3 Arena Tournament. We've got the Elita's Avengers taking on Gloria's Gladiators, and that was something special. We're going to be taking it over to Energy Canyon, as I mentioned, and again, the crystal exists near each opponent's spawns, but in Energy Canyon, we've got a treacherous canyon running right through the center of the map. You have to go with launchers over the top of it. The great thing about this map is the speed at which you can counterattack. So if you do get a team wipe, you're able to get to the enemy crystal incredibly fast, much faster than you were able to on Terminal Station.
All right, Lance, you broke it down for us. It's Energy Canyon. It's your favorite map. It's your favorite game mode. Give me the Power Bang Pro strats. What's the key to success for either of these teams? It's tied 2-2 in a best of 5. This is the last map, no matter what. This is
two things.
Go ahead. This is a $3,000 map of Crystal Assault. $3,000 on the line, this map only.
Somebody please pick Johnny Jet. Somebody please pick Diggy. If you pick them, you win. Period. Pick those heroes. They're broken on Energy Canyon and on this map. They're fast. They're, you can escape the enemy. They're incredible. So pick Johnny Jet, pick Diggy, especially Diggy on this one. So I hope I've made my point clear. Please, we haven't seen them today. I've gotten my wish of Energy Canyon. I've gotten my wish of a 5th and final map. And now if I can just get my Diggy, then I'll be happy.
Well, look, this has been such a fun event. Tap Tap has made it possible. They have a modicum of different game titles. You can go check out some exclusive, some amazing content on Tap Tap, including T3 Arena. We had just a glimpse at the players' choices going into Energy Canyon. I see Bobby Plays playing the tried and true. We see a Sindri. What else do we see here? Lance, I guess you might be a little bit dismayed to notice a couple of the choices here, but we do see a Sindri at least.
We got Sindri, Mark, and Hualing taking on a Hunter, a Gloria, and an Aletta. So solid choices for sure, but not the ones I was hoping for. That is all right, though. T3 God on the familiar Hualing. Definitely a strong choice here, but again, not incredibly strong at the crystals. So you're going to see him try to control the midfield and keep positioning for his squad. You can see already the crystal being damaged by Wasim. Aletta, a pain in the butt, an absolute pest, and Wasim doing numbers here on the crystal.
Again, this is going to be a battle of swings, the push and the counter push over and over again, like an undulating pendulum of a grandfather clock. It's going to swing back and forth. The question is who is going to finish that clock strike as it strikes midnight? Who will walk away with the extra $3,000 in their pocket? So far, Wasim doing numbers on the base early. The question is, will it come back to bite him? Or honestly, this is really where he found most of his success earlier. So if Wasim can keep pestering, I think there's a huge opportunity for Aletta's Avengers to take this home.
Great stop there by Rodeo on T3 God. T3 God said, you know what? I'm taking this into my hands. I'm going to take Hualing and go do damage to the crystal. But that's not a great role for Hualing, at least early on before damage multipliers come in. She is immediately eliminated. They lose position. And now it is on Hunter, Aletta, and Rodeo all in the spawn. They've chipped this down to 50%, and they are going to keep going. Kairos time. T3 God trying to stop them, but it is difficult with the moves Wasim is putting on.
Unbelievable. Nice save to at least prevent a full wipe here. Now, again, The Crystal Assault can swing with 1% left in a massive wave. We've just reached that 2x multiplier on that base damage. Now, you want to play a bit more passive. You can see Syndra's going to go ahead and use her ult to make sure that you do not push to that Crystal. If there's a full team wipe here, Kairos goes down and it's a wide open base. This could be an opportunity to put this map away. We've got 2.5 minutes left, and finally we're getting a bit of damage on blue, but not before Lex can come in and say, no, not today. It's not happening.
That's the key is when somebody does make it to your spawn and they're attacking your crystal, if you can at least slow them down by being a distraction, make them fight you instead of doing damage to the crystal like Lex did there, it prevents damage. And you can see the quick counterattacks. They're back over on the crystal. Is this going to be it? Can Kairos stop him?
Wasim can't go down. Kairos doing everything they can. They're finally able to eliminate it, but not before Wasim can drop another 15% or so. We're about to go to 3 times. This is the counter.
Big counter.
This
Big
is
counter.
where we can tie it up or even swing it back their direction. It looks like Rodeo's going to go and just push the other base and say,
They're going all or nothing.
This is insane. Look at the swing. 34.
They're going all or nothing. No defense. It's Wasim on the other side. Can he get there in time? They save it 19-17. Here comes the counter push. Wildling goes from spawn, and here it is, 1v3, and no, they can't. Aleta's Avengers takes the gold medal. Just like that, they come back from nothing, and they're able to put the crown on their head. Aleta's Avengers are champions of the Tap Tap All-Stars tournament. Incredible.
Powerbank, my question for you, we're going to talk about the winners, but did that live up to your expectations? Was that what you wanted in that final map?
It surpassed my my expectations. I didn't see the heroes that I wanted, but I certainly saw the action that I wanted. We saw the wild swings. We saw the damage multipliers. We saw mid control. We saw even some spawn swing arounds. That was incredible stuff. And again, I got to give my MVP to Wasim. That guy was incredible on Aleta. He showed us his moves earlier on at the terminal station. And again, there on Energy Canyon. Really, Crystal Assault was his jam. And you can see Aleta there representing the Aleta Avengers, just doing absolute work with that hollow dash active ability, and then the double jump on display once again during that map. Really good stuff from Team Aleta's Avengers.
Just too hard to hit. It's the hollow dash. He just kept dicing around, throwing some more damage at the base. I'm staying alive. I'm putting in the work. And then the final push of 2 to 3 people. Wildling would have potentially won that fight 1v multiple situation, but just didn't have enough time because of the amount of damage that they were able to put out in a short amount of time. It was a 3 times multiplier, and that's it. Now, we saw an incredible final match. We saw a map 5 of a best of 5. We saw Glorious Gladiators just have their way with the round robin. They could do whatever they wanted. They were untouchable. They didn't drop a map. And then all of a sudden in the finals, their competition ramped up. And quickly we saw Aleta's Avengers go up 2-0. And finally they said, okay, we got to play in round 3. We're going to come out to play. And it went to round 5 of Clash to keep their dreams alive. They tied up 2-2. And then the final match does go in Aleta Avengers' way. And Powerbank, you said it perfectly. I think the fact that Wasim was playing Aleta on Aleta's Avengers made that even more of a sweet victory, let alone $6,000 they're taking home courtesy of Tap Tap.